Hey loves, welcome back again to my channel. My name is Jenny. So today's video is the sewing part of this tutorial. So I've gone ahead to stitch down mine and this is what it's looking like. So if this is what you want to learn, don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. And if you have not seen the drafting part, please go ahead and check it. It's right there in my channel. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you for stopping by, and also my returning subscribers. Let's get into it. Welcome again, soulmates. So these are the patterns we drafted out in the drafting part of this tutorial. Okay, so if you have not seen that part, please go ahead and check it out so that you'll be able to understand what we are doing right here. Okay, so I've gone ahead to transfer the patterns to my fabric, and I've also added my necessary stitching allowance, as you can see on the screen. So you can see at the side I added 1.5 inches as my stitching allowance. At the top and also at the bottom I added ½ inch for the stitching allowance. So at the armhole area, you're not going to add any allowance because it has been added while we were drafting. Okay, so when I open up the back piece, this is what it's going to look like. So you can see the open back at that part. So by the time we are done stitching it up, it's going to look like this. So let's go ahead and keep the back aside and let's work on the front piece. So for the front piece, I've gone ahead to remove the pins and I cut out two pieces for the front. So one is going to serve as the main fabric and the other one is going to serve as the lining. So when I open up the front, it's going to look like this. Okay, so you can see the cowl neck effect at this part. The next thing to do is to go ahead and place the lining parts on the main fabric. So I'm going to stitch up the neckline, then I'm going to stitch up the armhole and also the side. So the shoulder part should be left open. Okay, so coming to the back piece now, I also cut out lining for the back piece. So I'm going to line all these pieces together, okay, including the skirt part is going to have lining. So what I'm going to do next is to place the lining part like this, right side facing. Okay, then I'm going to stitch up the neckline. So just go ahead and stitch up the neckline and also the shape at the inside like this. So you can see what I'm doing. Just stitch it up like this all the way to the bottom part of the back piece. The side of the back piece should be left open. Okay, after stitching the front, I'm going to notch the neckline. So go ahead and notch the neckline, and I'm going to also cut out this excess at the side. Then I'm going to notch the armhole parts, as you can see what I'm doing. So after notching, I'm going to turn it inside out like this. And when I turn it inside out, this is what it's going to look like. You can see it look a little bit funny. Okay, so by the time you give this a very good press, all the seams are going to relax properly. So coming to the back piece, guys, I've also gone ahead to stitch it down like I said earlier. So what I'm going to do next is to notch all these curvy parts and also the neckline. So just go ahead and notch it so that it will be able to relax properly. So after that, I went ahead to turn it inside out like this, and I'm using my scissors to bring out all these edges at that part. So this is what the back is looking like after I'm done turning it out. So I'm going to do the same thing for these other back pieces. So I'm going to just notch it round like this and also on the neckline. Then bring it out to the right side, and I'm going to give all these pieces a very good press. After I'm done giving it a good press, this is what they are looking like. Okay, so you can see the front piece and also the back pieces. See the way they are looking. The next thing we are going to do now is to attach the shoulder parts together. So with the front and the back piece, so you can see that we do not stitch down the side of the back. So I'm going to use that to turn the shoulder like this. So to go ahead and use the lining of the back piece to turn the shoulder this way. So this is going to give you a very good finishing at that shoulder part. Okay, so after that, I'm going to pin this down. Just go ahead and pin it down to make sure they are in place. So when you are done, go ahead and push in the front pass. Then I'm going to stitch on the shoulder like this. So and I'll push in the front piece like this inside, and I'm going to align the armhole of the back together like this, and I'm going to stitch it down. I'm going to hold this with my pin for you guys to be able to see what I'm trying to explain. Okay, so after pinning it down, guys, this is what it's looking like. So I'm going to stitch on this part where I pin down, okay, like this. And also at the side, I'm also going to stitch it down. After stitching it down, guys, this is what we are having. You can see how it's looking like. So the next thing is to notch the armhole part like this, as you can see me doing. Just go ahead and notch the armhole parts. After notching, go ahead and pull this out like this. So you're going to just pull it out like the way I'm doing. When you are done pulling it out, you should have something like this. So the armhole for the back, make sure it's out. Just bring it out like this. So this is what the right side of the shoulder is looking like, and this is what the inside is looking like, looking all clean and neat. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is to attach the other part of the shoulder. Okay, so if you did not get the explanation at the first time, you should be able to get this. Okay, so I went ahead to do the same, turn it with the lining for the back piece like this, and I'm going to align the shoulder parts together, then push in the front piece inside, and I'm going to align the armhole parts together also and stitch it down. And I'm also going to stitch down my dart. So guys, after stitching it down, this is what I have. You can see the darts at this part. Next thing to do is to stitch down the zip area. I'm going to stitch it down with a loose stitch. So when I'm done stitching the zip area, this is what it's looking like. So the next thing to do is to align the shoulder parts together. So make sure the shoulders are aligned properly. Then I'm going to measure out the half length for the back. So we are going to trim off the half length for the back. So my half length is 17 inches. Then I'm going to add ½ inch to that, making 17.5. Then I'm going to cut off the excess. So after cutting off the excess, guys, next thing for me to do is to fold it this way, okay, to prevent any bulginess at that zip area. So what you are going to do is to go up by 1 inch from the half length, okay, at the zip area. Then at the side, you are just going to make sure they are aligned properly. Then you pin it down with your pin. Just hold it down with your pin. Then after doing that, I'm going to mark a straight line like you see me doing like this, from the side of the back towards the 1 inch I went up at the zip area of the back, just like this. So you are going to just cut this out. After cutting it out, you should have something like this. You can see how it's looking like. Then I opened it up. You can see what I have at this part. So the next thing is to work on the skirt part. So like I said earlier, I'm going to cut out a lining. So I went ahead to cut out lining for the skirt. And as you can see, the lining is a little bit shorter than that of the main fabric, okay? So this is how it should be. So just go ahead and pull down the lining to the hem of the main fabric. Then you are going to stitch it all by ½ inch. So you can see how the back of the skirt is looking like. I've gone ahead to stitch it down. That is what you should have for the front piece. After stitching the lining to the main fabric at the hem, go ahead and pull the lining up to the waist area of the main fabric, okay? Then you are going to stitch up the side. So let me stitch it up and show you. So guys, after stitching, this is what it's looking like. So this is what I was trying to explain earlier. And you can see the waist area, the lining and the main fabric aligned together, okay? So the next thing is to turn this out to the right side. So go ahead and turn it inside out and make sure you bring out all these pointed parts, okay? after bringing it out to the right side, this is what I have. You can see how this part now is looking so neat and clean. So go ahead and align the lining at the waist area like this and top stitch it. So after top stitching it, guys, this is what it's looking like. So the next thing is to attach the top parts to the skirt parts. So before attaching the top part to the skirt part, we have to trim off the half length for the front, just like the way we did for the back, okay? So make sure you arrange the cowl neck effect properly like this. So make sure you arrange it before taking your half length. You can see what I'm doing. So after doing that, I went ahead to place my tape at the neck width. Then I came down by 17 inches. Then I added half inch to that, making 17.5 inches. We are going to use that half inch to attach the skirt part to the top part, okay? So after doing that, I make sure the armhole parts of the front and the back are lined properly. Then I went ahead to cut off the excess at the both side. You can see, just go ahead and cut off any excess at the side, okay, like this. So after trimming it off, the next thing now is to attach this to the skirt. So I'm going to fold this into two and I'm going to get the midpoint of the top part. So after getting the midpoint, I'm going to bring the skirt now and I'm going to make sure the middle of the skirt is matching up with the middle of the top part, okay, just like this. Then you flip it over right side facing like this and you're going to stitch it down by half inch. So coming to the back piece, I'm going to open up the zip area like this. So just go ahead and open it up. Then I'm going to align the skirt part. So make sure the dart for the skirt part and the dart for the top part are matching up together, okay? Then I'm going to stitch it up by half inch. So I will do the same for this other part. So after stitching it up, guys, this is what I have. So you can see what the back is looking like. So it's time to work on the back. From the half length of the back, I'm going to measure down 7 inches. So I'm going to mark 7 inches right there. So this is where the zipper is going to stop. So this dress is going to have a slit at the back so that I'll be able to walk freely, okay? So from the hem of the skirt, I went up by 10 inches. So just go up by 10 inches. So I'm going to stitch from that part all the way to this point, okay? Then I'm going to mark my allowance of 1 inch. So after stitching, guys, this is what I have. You can see the slit over here. You can see the darts are matching up together. So the next thing to do is to stitch down the side, okay? So just go ahead and shape this dress with your body measurements, okay, like this. Make sure the armhole part and every other part are aligned together, then you stitch it up with your body measurements. So guys, after stitching it down, this is what it's looking like. So I've gone ahead to attach my zipper so you can see what the darts are looking like. And this is the open back. I've attached my hook and eye. So guys, this is what I have. See the slits, I've hemmed the slit part, and this is looking all beautiful and clean. So towards the front part, this is what the cowl neck effect is also looking like. So guys, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video, and also turn on the notification bell so that you'll be the first to know whenever I post a new video. And also make sure you comment on this video. See you in my next video. Bye.